You can't stop the music. Somebody should have stopped the music. Seriously, though, somebody should have stopped the music. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Bottoms, and you're watching Groovy at the Movies, the show that takes a fun look at the movies that you love and sometimes love to hate. Today, we're taking a look at the disco extravaganza Can't Stop the Music. Yes, this movie came out around the same time as Xanadu, and both movies unfortunately bombed at the box office. Their timing was ill conceived as this was around the death knell of disco when there was a lot of backlash against disco music. Um, they had even like people were in a football stadium compiling albums and setting them on fire and blew them up or whatnot. Yeah, this was a project that was conceived by Alan Carr, who is best known for the movie musical Grease. Alan Carr was a flamboyant gay man who lived an outrageous lifestyle. He's also very well known for coming up with what they call in Hollywood the 8 minutes that ruined the Academy Awards, when he did this kind of a disco-fied tribute to Snow White Goes to Hollywood. If you haven't seen it, Google it on YouTube. It's a fun watch, actually, just to see how excess can just lead to camp. At any rate, yeah, this film was put out by Alan Carr. It was directed by Nancy Walker, who up until this point was known only for Rhoda, as well as being the Bounty Paper Towel Lady. Apparently, Nancy was quite temperamental during the filming of this and caused a lot of friction on set. So, what is Can't Stop the Music about? Well, I'm going to tell you. Before I do that, let me say that we can't stop reminding you to like, share, and subscribe to Groovy at the Movies with Bell Bottoms. So be sure and do that. Just click those little buttons down there. It'll help our algorithms. And now let's get disco-fied and talk about Can't Stop the Music. So this movie was conceived to be a fictional account of the rise of the disco music group, the Village People. Ironically, all throughout the movie, the word G-A-Y is never uttered even once, even though they are in Greenwich Village, and the whole subtext and plot and whatnot seemed very gayish, but the word is never mentioned. Studios were probably afraid to go that route, but there you have it. So our story starts with Steve Guttenberg, who plays this guy, Jacques Morel, who works in a record store as a salesman. He decides that he wants to suddenly one day become a music producer. Why, how, I don't know, but one of the many plot mysteries that this movie has going for it. So Jacques quits his job at the record store and goes to meet his roommate, Samantha, who is played by Valerie Perrine. And she thinks it's a great idea that he become a music producer, and decides to help him put together a band. They go out, and coincidentally, all of Valerie's friends are musically talented in some way. Some can sing, some can play instruments. They have a scene in the movie where there are open auditions held for the group that is going to be known as the Village People, with many zany and wacky characters auditioning for this. For those of you who don't know, maybe one or two of you out there, the Village People are known for such hits as YMCA, Macho Man, Liberation, whatnot. It started out as a studio-produced group, and then through several changes and singers and musicians became the pop sensation that it once was. And so they're trying to put together this band. They hold auditions, and then they form a group. And hilarity ensues. Or does it? This film is just all over the place in so many ways. They go to record in a studio and do the song Liberation. They seem to be having problems with the choreography, although it sounds fine. The record producer at this particular studio doesn't know if he should take a chance on these guys. They feel like they need to get some money together so that they can release an album and become a huge music sensation. Luckily, Jacques Morel's mother, played by Barbara Rush, comes to save the day. She apparently is not only a society woman, but knows just about everybody there is to know, and decides to throw this huge circuit party in San Francisco with special guests, the Ritchie family, who are also under contract to the record label that put out this movie. So, yeah, they have this big concert. Contracts are signed. The Village People are a huge success, and everyone lives happily ever after. So what is it about this movie? For me, the camp aspect comes in the fact that the Village People were not actually actors. So some of the line deliveries are absolutely hilarious. The plot, in its Once Upon a Time kind of way, is charming, if a little bit unbelievable. The songs are actually quite fun. Of course, big number, the YMCA, is performed in an actual YMCA. This movie also has Valerie Perine's love interest in the movie is played by a pre-Caitlyn, Bruce Jenner. The YMCA scene is hysterical. Bruce Jenner, who initially is kind of a square, doesn't come out right out and say it, but he feels like the Village People are a little, if you know what I mean. But somehow he comes around, and by the middle of the film, he's wearing crop tank tops and Daisy Dukes. I don't know. I guess the power of disco music. So everybody is on board with this. It's just wonderful. They said that during the filming that there was a lot of cocaine on set, which would explain some of the acting choices made. Once again, Nancy Walker apparently was really, really difficult to work with. And this movie it was like a multi-million-dollar extravaganza. They were hoping that they were going to have the same lightning in a bottle that they did with Grease. However, unfortunately, that did not happen. I said due partially to timing, and also due to the fact that the movie, well, it just wasn't all that good. It still holds a fond place in my heart in the Camp Lexicon, right up there with the aforementioned Xanadu, which was a disco movie about roller skating with Olivia Newton-John and Fred Astaire. Yeah, so this movie is a lot of fun. I believe that you could still rent it on Amazon Prime. It's out there somewhere. Be sure to give it a look and give it a like. Hopefully you will have yourself a groovy disco day. And as always, thank you for joining us at Goovy at the Movies. Bye-bye now.